Very marginal. I mean, the government can only point to one case. Somebody sent $8,500 to Somalia to an al-Qaeda affiliate. Not to be encouraged, but even in that case, the government waited 2 months to investigate this case. So, the idea that this is kind of critical to stopping terrorism is overblown.
Yeah, I'm for letting our national intelligence community have the tools they need in their toolbox. And this may be one of them. U.S. government officials say that 54 different terrorist events have been prevented in 20 different countries thanks to the use of metadata. Now, my friend Peter...
Hold on a second. You buy that?
Well, we need to be kind of careful here. There's the telephone metadata, and then there is overseas email surveillance. So what is controversial in this country, in particular, is the idea that 5 years of all your phone calls can be stored by the government. In this instance, there is very, very little that is stopped in terms of terrorism.
Sorry. My friend Peter is giving himself a very hard task, which is to prove a negative. If my handyman comes to my house and he fixes everything that's broken using only a screwdriver and a pair of pliers, does that mean he doesn't need a hammer? Not necessarily. There are other things to do. Dianne Feinstein is the Senate chairman of the Intelligence Committee. She's a Democrat. General Michael Hayden was head of the NSA and head of the CIA. Both believe that metadata is an important and useful tool for preventing terrorism, and that it has done so on numerous occasions already. Now, we have to understand what this is and what this isn't, because I'm all in favor of individual rights and constitutional rights and privacy. We're not talking about content. We're not talking about listening to people's phone calls. We're talking about collecting electrons and looking for patterns and networks. All of that can be useful, and I don't think you can prove it hasn't been.
Peter, the LA Times, you probably saw this article that they're suggesting that at least President Obama's national security advisors, some of them, have embraced this theory that if this metadata collection had been in place before 9/11, it could have prevented 9/11. Do you believe that?
Well, that, I think, this is a nonsensical claim. I mean, what would have prevented 9/11 is if the CIA and the FBI had been sharing information that they gathered by conventional means, and they didn't, unfortunately, share with each other. That's an untestable hypothesis. What we do know, and this is one of the themes of my report, is that conventional law enforcement intelligence techniques and the government actually understanding the information they already possess is the way that you stop terrorism plots, not like a sort of huge superstructure of information collecting that you don't really understand, and it isn't that useful.
Yeah, I would argue that yes, a problem was that the CIA and the FBI did not share intelligence, but this could have helped before 9/11. And here's how
could it have helped?
Very simply, the CIA knew that there was a foreign terrorist in this country. What you want to do is get his phone calls, get his computer, get his cell phone, whatever you can, and then find out who he's called, and then find out who has been called by everybody he's called. Now, you may get some dentists and haberdashers and others into this net, but at the end of the day, you can find patterns and networks, and you may be able to solve terrorism cases.
You know, Cliff, that the terrorists, they read the same newspapers that all of us read. They know what this intelligence collection is capable of doing. They're finding other means of communicating right now.
That you make a great point about that, and you're absolutely right, and that's why I wish less of this was being revealed. It's also why a lot of the uses of metadata we don't know about, so we can't study because the intelligence community has not revealed it. But at the end of the day, terrorists have to communicate with each other, and if they do, they leave a trail, and we need to allow our cyber spooks to follow that trail and prevent the terrorists.
You think they're still making phone calls between Somalia and the United States?
Well, you can't underestimate people's stupidity. That's true. But, I think, Cliff and I disagree. The thing that Americans are concerned about is phone data. And this is not a sort of presumption on my part. There is only one case where this was useful. And so Americans have to make a decision. One small case in San Diego where somebody was sending some money to Somalia. If people are comfortable with having all their phone data preserved for 5 years, and with this one case as being
First of all, it's preserved anyway. It's just not preserved by the government. Secondly, are you saying that Dianne Feinstein, again, she's the Democrat who chairs Senate Intelligence, she is wrong to say there are multiple cases in which metadata has played a role in preventing terrorist events? You think she's wrong?
I will ask our viewers to read the White House Review Group, which had access to all the classified information. They came to the same conclusion.